Yo, what's going on, guys? Caden here, back with another video, and today I'm back yet again in Schedule 1. And today, in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 20 tips and tricks for cool new things that you probably didn't know about the game, and cool little hidden tricks that are going to help you progress, get better, and just find out some new things. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. Guys, so for our first cool little trick that you can use in Schedule 1, you can see we are over here at the warehouse, and you can't get in until it's 6 p.m. Now, with this trick, all you're going to need is simply just a skateboard, and you're going to head around to the back of the warehouse over here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to position your back against the wall, and then you're just going to run backwards, open your skateboard, and then you'll be able to click E and open the door. So I'm just going to get it right real quick and then show you guys how you can easily get inside the warehouse early on. Alright, bang, just like that. You guys can see it from that little clip. So you can see now I'm inside the warehouse here, and it is 11 a.m. and I can easily come in, talk to everyone, purchase whatever I need, and get out. So that's a cool little trick you can do with the skateboard. So let's get into the next one. Guys, so getting into our cool next trick for the game, it is this bus stop glitch. So you can see you can come up to any bus stop like this, go onto the seat, and just spam jump. And however many times you do it, it'll depend how high you can go, but this is kind of useful for just getting around the map. So if you want, you can go here and you can just do it a couple times and get around and get to something, or jump on top of a building. Or if you want to, you can go absolutely insane, and I'll show you guys what you can do with this cool little glitch. And you can just fly like straight out of the map or anything like that. You guys can see I'm gone. I'm still going up. All right, well, regardless, that is our cool little bus stop trick. Now I'm gonna wait till I hit the floor, and then we'll get into the next tip and trick. All right, guys, so this next tip and trick is gonna be coming over to the Albert Hoover stash, or just in your stashes in general. And this tip is going to be filling it up with money. Now this is kind of if you're later on in the game, but it makes it super easy because whenever you order a dead drop, you can see we can order our seeds right here, and whenever we order it, it'll just instantly be paid off. So you can see we get that, and then they'll come around, and then he'll just take his payment, and there you go. So then you don't have to keep coming over and back and forth with the stash, and then whenever your drop comes, you can instantly just order another one, and it makes it really efficient. Let's get into the next tip. All right, guys, for our next tip and trick, we're going to be talking about changing quantity. So you can see if we go into an item and you hold the right click on it, you can use your scroll wheel to change the quantity of the amount that you want to take. Also, if you hold shift and left click, you're going to move the entire thing. So you can shift left click, and if you shift right click, you can do one item at a time. So you can see full with left click, or you can then right click and change quantity with scroll wheel and all that. So it's pretty useful when you're doing deals and quick clicking or doing single amounts and all that. And let's get into the next tip. All right, guys, our next tip is going to be on discarding items. Now, a lot of people always are like, oh, what do I do with all this clutter? How do I get rid of stuff in my inventory? Now, simply all you have to do is click tab and drag your items to the bottom right of your screen over here. You can literally just drag it and discard them. Now, it is a bit slow. You can't drop things on the floor or anything like that, but this is how you could only really get rid of items in the game. Otherwise, they're just going to stay, take up shelf space, or all stuff like that. So let's get into the next tip. All right, guys, for our next tip, we're going to be talking about group bagging. So when you're picking up trash, you can see we have lots of trash around here. Now, when you have a trash bag, you can actually hold E in a certain area and group bag, and it'll put it all together. Now, this is also very, very good when you're trying to sell it inside of the trash selling machine. So what you can do is you can pick up all your trash, put it in a certain area, and then you can do an infinite amount and simply just group bag it like this. And you can see we can take all that and go and sell it and do a lot of money, because when you're just bagging it the one at a time with the trash, you're only getting a certain amount. But if you group bag a lot of trash, when you go and sell it at the machines outside like this, you can end up getting so much more and easy with just one bag. So we'll see how much we got from that corner full of trash. Calm little $48, but regardless, you can scale it up, and it's a cool little tip. All right, guys, for our next tip, we're going to be talking about using vehicles and items to move around. Now, you could go ahead and purchase a car, but honestly, I don't think it's really worth it. It's pretty slow, and if you just come over here and purchase the golden skateboard, you can see I'd like to buy a skateboard. It is literally so much more efficient and faster to use and go around. So you can come over to this shop over here and buy the skateboard. And also, a little tip is you can also come up behind him and try and pickpocket back your money if you'll be able to get it, but you could get your 1.5k back. So now we're going to be getting into the next tip. All right, guys, so for our next tip, we're going to be talking about these police checks. So whenever you come up to these guys and they try and search you, you can come over, and what you can do is you can simply click over it and hide your stuff. And if you're driving over here with a car, then what you have to do is get out of the car, let them search you like that, and then wait. They'll come around, search the trunk of your vehicle, and then drop the barrier. So let's get into the next tip. Now, on top of that, say if you don't want to let them search you, or they do search you and they end up finding your item, I'm going to be talking about a secret way you can run from the police and get away from them. So So one of the easiest ways to run and hide from the police is running and simply jumping into a dumpster. So you can see there's dumpsters like this placed all around the map, and what you can do is you can click E, jump inside of these, and crouch and just hide inside, and you can see they can't see you. They'll be running past, and you can easily lose your wanted level. You can see there's the cops right there, and they can't get me. If I'm just crouched inside the dumpster, you can see I'm wanted, but it's slowly just gonna go away, and that's a easy way to be able to escape the police on top of that. So yeah, let's get into the next tip. Alright guys, so for our next tip, we're gonna be talking about using the clipboard to be able to multi-select. So when you're selecting your pots over here and you're trying to get them all and set them to a destination, what you can do is you can go and click E on your pot and then click the destination. And to select multiple destinations, all you have to do is come up and click E with the other pot while holding right click. So you come up, right click on the pot, click E, and then select your destination. And then you can see we have a multi-select here, and you'll be able to take these and assign them to a rack multiple at a time. So it's pretty effective to just be able to multi-select. But let's get into the next tip. But on top of that little clipboard trick, if you guys want more tips and everything on how to use the employees in Schedule 1, I make a bunch of tutorials showing you guys how you can make automatic farms here, which you can see it's automatically pumping out bricks and a bunch of things with this whole setup. I have a full video showing you guys step by step how to make these, but let's get into the next tip. So our next tip is actually going to be making automatic farms. So in the game, when you make these automatic farms, you're easily able to pump out a bunch of money and everything. So you can see we have these bricks and just our green crack seeds and everything in the baggies. So with this tip, you can easily come in and make all these automatic farms. I have a bunch of tutorials on my channel on showing you guys how to make these, and it's really effective because when you have multiple properties and everything, you can have them all pumping out product, and that's really good for progressing well in the game. So let's get into the next tip. Guys, so our next tip is going to be for making a deal. So whenever you come up to a person and you have a deal or you have one already set up, well, we gotta find someone else, but you can come up to them, and when you sell them the product, you can do this most effectively with jars. But you can see we can offer them a bit of product here, and then after you sell them the product, you can crouch up behind them and go to pickpocket it just like that, and you can take all your product back and easily go and double and double and double when selling your product. So let's get into the next tip. Alright guys, so our next tip is going to be setting up counter offers and also roam selling. So you can see whenever you set up your product and you go to messages, you can see these people are offering all their things. They can use this counter offer thing to, you can up the amount or lower the amount, but you can see they usually give you a pretty good deal and amount that they're offering as long as they're pretty highly addicted or friendship on your level. So you can send a counter offer. You can see we'll try and get an extra $100 here, and you can see we accepted that, and then you can go make your deal, and it's pretty effective. Now the one thing with setting up those deals is sometimes you gotta run to them or it's a bit slow. So on top of that, we're gonna be talking about roam selling. So just like you guys saw before, I went up to a person. You can see we just knock on a door, something like that, talk to someone and offer them a deal, and you can see it's easy to roam sell and then pickpocket or all stuff like that. But yet again, roam selling is really effective, so you don't have to, like, you know, spend all the time on the deals and do all that. Oh, alright, good night. But now let's get into the next tip. Alright guys, so our next cool little trick is going to be with the basketballs. So you can actually take these basketballs here, and if you look down at the ground to where it just shakes a little bit, and then crouch and then uncrouch and walk forward, you can see we can use this to fly around or do a bunch of like cool little things, and it's effective. And if you want to go back down, you can either just get rid of it or you could crouch and it'll slowly bring you back down. That's a cool little trick you can do with the basketballs and a lot of other items. Now you can actually do it as well with the trash cans, crates, and a bunch of other things. When you go on top, you can hold E and then jump and crouch, and then also I showed you guys a cool little trick with the bus stop. So let's get into the next tip. Alright guys, so our next tip is also going to be kind of about product. So when you go to your like contacts and your customers and everything and you click on them, you can see how addicted they are and how much their loyalty is. Now what you want to do is get your customers addiction all the way up to 100% as quick as you can, because as soon as you get their addiction level to 100%, whenever you're roam selling to them, it gives you a higher odd of them accepting your deal. They also offer you more and more money. So what you can do is you can use these products and you can use them and make those mixes before, which give a 100% addictedness level. So you can see these lower ones, they give 30%, all of this, 0%. What you want to do is make these crazy mixes, get your customers as addicted as you can as early on, so you can make more money off your deals and also have more better chances at accepting your offers. So let's get into the next tip. So my next tip is going to be making good high quality mixes so that you can sell to your customers for a higher price. So you can see if we go to our products and stuff over here, you can see we have a favorited mix, which is $150. Now this is a alt world, so you can't see all my mixes along here, but I have a bunch bunch of different YouTube videos on my channel showing you guys how to make the best crystal mix, best Coke mix, and all of that, and I have them all favorited. So check out my channel and show you guys where you can make the best mixes in the game, and you can list these for high prices, and it's really effective. And then also you can make automatic farms, showing you guys how to make automatic mixing stations and all that, which I also have in-depth tutorials showing you guys how to make automatic mixing stations. But let's get into the next tip. Alright guys, so our next tip here is gonna be about using the console and just kind of mods or anything in the game. Now you can see in the top right, I can use this and I can give myself M1911 or just a bunch of random items in the game, and you can spawn in cars and all that, and it's really effective when you just need it. It's kind of like having a auto delivery device in your top right of your screen. Now I see how that could like ruin progression or something like that, or make it boring for some people, but with others who have already used it, or if you want to use it for another world, you can simply get a bunch of mods for the game and check it all out in the link down below in the description. But let's get into the next tip. Alright guys, so our next tip is also going to be about selling. So you can see when we're setting up our deals all along here. Now usually whenever you schedule your offers and you can set them for the afternoon or night or morning or everything like that, you only have a certain time frame. Now this tip is going to be setting all your deals to late at night, because when you set your deals to late at night, it has a little time frame. It says 12 to 6 a.m. But the thing is, the game doesn't progress past 4 a.m. so all your deals will never expire. So you can see I already have a deal that's going to expire up here. Now if I set all my deals to late at night, they'll never expire because the game doesn't progress until after 4 a.m. anyway, unless you sleep. And also you get a good bonus. You can get, like, if you do a $200 deal, you can get like an $80 bonus and everything by selling at night, and all you have to do is avoid the police. So it's a really effective way to not miss any of your deals and get some extra money early on in the game. So let's get into the next tip. Alright guys, for our next tip here, we are pulling up to the casino. Now this is one of our last two tips, and we are pulling up, and you can see inside here, if we head over to the slot machines. Now what I did is I made a video testing all the odds and everything in the casino, and honestly it is absolutely insane. We have grinded these out and never failed. As long as you have about 7.5k, you can go through here and spam and pretty much always make profit. It's just kind of, you know, spending time and having fun with your friends and just enjoying it in here, and it's a easy way to quick flip and make a bit of money. So just coming to the casino, playing around, playing some blackjack. If you know what you're doing, you can see we already just made some profit over there, and then we just got a blackjack over here, so that's another 2.5k to the bank. So you can see easy ways to make money or lose money. It really depends if you know what you're doing, but regardless, that is our tip in the casino. So let's get into our final tip. Alright guys, so our final tip is going to be for you guys to go ahead and go down and drop a like and subscribe. Now if you want more tips and tutorials, then you're going to want to be subscribed to my channel so that you guys can find more videos and tutorials to help you guys get better and better at the game. So for that tip, I'm going to say go ahead and drop a sub down below. We are absolutely grinding out to 50k subs, but regardless, kind of a joke there. But if you guys enjoyed all of those tips and everything and something helped you out, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. And regardless, if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.